All right. Hi, Soul Fam. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, Suit for the Soul Tarot. So we are doing a pick a card for the sign of Scorpio. And this could be anywhere in your chart or charts. If you're looking at different charts of yours, not just your natal or your Rossi chart, that's fine. But also you could just be resonating in this energy in the month of April. Okay. So either way, just keep an open mind as to how you receive messages through me from spirit or from guides or those that just want to come through from the other side. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a minute or less here to pick the card you feel most drawn towards. Okay. Take some deep breaths. All right. And pick. You can pick multiple, you can pick all of them, okay? Maybe you're asking about different things, maybe you're asking about different people, that's fine, there are no rules here. You can listen to all of this for all I care. But as long as you are open and you're following your intuition, obviously you're having to utilize your own judgment, okay? And everyone's at a different point in their journey. A different point of understanding of their own journey. Anyways, enough talking. Let's start with those that were drawn to our first card here. All right, so we have add some in the reverse, number 22. This is what it looks like in the upright. Okay, so in the month of April, I'm actually seeing somebody here that is blocking out other people's opinions. Okay. Maybe you perceive other people's judgments or opinions in the month of April to be foolish. Which is kind of interesting since the Fool card can represent Aries, okay? So perhaps you are dealing with an Aries, perhaps you have Aries somewhere in your chart. Perhaps this is the start of something new for you. For instance, maybe you're in a new classroom for those that are in school. Or perhaps you're in a new work environment. Okay, so take a resonates here. But I'm seeing that you just want to kind of ignore what other people have to say. Let's see here. Maybe you know the material better than they do, and you're just keeping it to yourself until maybe it's your turn to speak or your turn to present something here. Okay, but I almost feel like as if you've compiled some information, maybe you've compiled some data, and it seems as if you know more about a particular subject than maybe most of the people in the room. Or that's how you're perceiving it in the month of April. Okay, so let's pull a few tarot cards here and see what else we have in the month of April. Also, again, I do feel like you have a love of knowledge. You have a love of information. And I do feel like I'm connecting here with a book smart person. Maybe you had a love of learning since you were a child. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands, the Judgment in the reverse, the Hermit in the reverse, okay, and the Tower card in the reverse. Bottom of the deck, the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so I'm seeing here with the Five of Wands that there might be competition around you. Okay, I do feel like you are in a competitive environment, or again, that is the way you're interpreting it. You know, maybe you are a naturally competitive person, but I do feel like you keep it to yourself. Again, the ammo that you have, it's like you're waiting for the right moment, you know. Again, you're strategizing, right? I feel like this is about strategy for you, waiting for the right moment to unload. It's also you can hit your target, whatever that is. Hopefully it isn't a person, although some of you may feel a certain way about a particular person around you. Maybe that is somebody that presents themselves as a know-it-all, but maybe doesn't know more than you. It's just that they present themselves like they do. But to you, again, this person sounds foolish. And we have the Judgment in the reverse here. I feel like in the month of April also, I see you retreating after maybe a day of work, or after classes. It's like you retreat and you kind of go off into your own world here. Maybe you're searching for more information, searching for answers. I do feel like you want more. Okay, you want more in-depth knowledge about something that you are genuinely interested in. And I feel like this is different. This information is different than whatever is being covered maybe in your classes. Or this is a different topic, or covers different topics of information than your workplace. I just feel like it's unrelated in a way. Or maybe if it is related, it's like maybe your work covers it on a more surface level and you like to kind of dig deeper. You want to know more. You want to investigate. And we have the Tower in reverse here. It's almost as if like you're blocked from going any further. And so you have to turn back. Maybe. And so you have to turn back. Maybe. Okay. Sorry, guys. I had a... Oh. Maybe that's an omen. You know? Maybe you're going to receive communication from someone or from somewhere. Okay? And Maybe because of that, you're going to have to kind of turn back. Or maybe you get a call and maybe it leads to a dead end, or there's something here about something not coming through all the way, or you not being able to go all the way. Again, you're having to focus on this. This is right now your central focus. It's almost as if the universe is trying to get you to be more in the present moment. And it's possibly because this is really vital to your journey moving forward. Like maybe you're going to take a lot of this information with you moving forward. Anyways, I am going to pull a Lover's card because I do feel drawn to pull a Lover's card. Let's see if I can refresh this also on my laptop. Okay. All right. What's going on here? We have trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Okay. So for those of you that are seeking union with a person, I do feel like this is just not in the cards just yet. Maybe you want to learn where they've been, you know, their whereabouts, and you reach a dead end. And so you're having to, again, focus more on the present. So I feel like with this, change or transformation will happen in divine timing. It won't happen, unfortunately, now. At least the change you want to happen in love, especially. The time is just not yet, you know. Okay, I know that's heartbreaking for some of you, but that's just what I see here. Okay, all right. Thank you for those that chose this pile or were drawn to this card here. If that resonated, I hope you choose to subscribe to my channel, or perhaps follow me on TikTok, Tea Time Tarot. And don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. And I'm moving on to the next card here. Hello to those that chose this card number 2, or maybe pile number 2. So what's the forecast for you guys in the month of April? We have on track, One of Scrolls. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so in the month of April, I feel like it's no time. This is not the time to look back. Okay. I feel like for those that chose this card, or for pile 2, you've set your mind to a certain path. Okay, you've made your decision, and you're starting to carry out these plans. However, it's like right when you're about to take off, right when you're about to really embrace this change. Maybe for some of you, you're literally going to move, and you're like, should I do this? Should I really? Is this the right decision? Or if it's taking a new job, or if it's leaving a job, you know? Or for some of you, it's leaving someone behind. Okay, Perhaps it's leaving your family behind. No judgment. I don't know what that means for you. But you definitely put a lot of thought in it. I do feel like those that have chosen pile 2, you guys are very contemplative. So it's not like on a whim you decided to leave. It's not like on a whim you decided to choose another path. I feel like it took a lot of deliberation. Is that a word? I think I'm just trying to say it took you guys a lot of deliberate thinking, or you guys were very deliberate with your thought process and planning here, and you guys didn't just jump the gun. But yeah, I feel like the clock is here, and the clock is striking midnight. It's time for you to go. It's time. I feel like there's nothing else for you here. Notice the flame that's in this old light bulb, I guess. Not light bulb, this lantern. It's very dim. It's dimly lit. And so again, I feel like your time here is done. Okay. And you don't have much desire here. Maybe you have beautiful memories, right? Maybe part of you wants to cling to the past because at one point in time, you were happy. I do feel like there are a lot of memories attached to the place, or to the person that you're leaving behind, or to the people that you're leaving behind. Okay, let's pull some tarot and let's see what else we have here. I'm hearing like an old song, and it's that Home on the Range song. I'm going to actually look up the freaking lyrics to this, because if I try to say this right now, I'll probably butcher it 100%. Okay. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. How often at night, when the heavens are bright with the light of the glittering stars, have I stood there amazed and asked as I gaze if their glory exceeds that of ours. I never realized how beautifully worded this song was. But it's an old song by Gene Autry. So I don't know, maybe for some of you, I don't know, maybe you're moving towards a more rural area. For some of you, maybe you're leaving a city and you're going home to a rural area. Maybe some of you are from the countryside, and maybe it's been a while since you've been home, so take it how it resonates. Some of you are leaving home for the first time. Others of you maybe leaving a place that was not where you were originally from, but maybe you've lived there for like 10 or so years, and it's time for you to maybe go back home. I do feel like regardless, something here is done and over with, and you're meant to move on here. Two of Wands in the reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. The Five of Pentacles. The Five of Wands. Yeah. So fives are really prominent here to me. On the deck, Two of Pentacles, and so are twos, I guess. We have 2 5s, 2 2s. Well, twos are about making a decision. Being torn between 2 paths, 2 people, 2 destinations, okay? And 5 is about challenge and change. Obstacles, okay? Again, I feel like wherever you're leaving, it doesn't feel like home anymore. You feel like staying here is only going to accumulate some toxic karma. This is the karmic wheel, the wheel of fortune, and it's in the reverse. I feel like you've overstayed your welcome, meaning you know something's dead and gone. You know that you can't live this way anymore. And so I do feel like some of you may be disappearing, 5 of Pentacles. You know, you're getting away. Some of you may be sneaking away. You know, but regardless, you've been planning this, you know. Again, it's not like on a whim. It's like you decided to take off. I feel like for a lot of you, it's you're leaving behind a person. Maybe it just didn't work out with that person, or you're leaving behind a community of people, or again, maybe it's a job for some of you that just, these people aren't your people, is basically what I'm saying. But with the 5 of Wands, moving forward does have challenges. With the 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here, maybe you're having to start over. Maybe you're having to learn a new skill moving forward. Like maybe you're moving back home, or you're moving to a destination you've always wanted to move to, but for whatever reason you couldn't find a job relevant to the job that you have now, or the job that you're leaving behind. And again, you're having to maybe start from the bottom of something, you know. But it's starting over, starting new. All right, let's pull a Lover's Oracle here for you guys. I also feel like you guys want a more peaceful life, a simpler and peaceful life. Maybe your time here has been pretty chaotic, or there was just a lot going on. All right. Okay. I'm only going to take the top card here. Says, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. Yeah. So, again, I just feel like you know it's time for you to move on. And, you know, maybe there is some fear here because maybe you don't really have a permanent residence just yet. Maybe you're going to have to, you know, live in motels for a while, or live in your car for a little bit. Maybe, again, like you're having to move from couch to couch. You know, I just feel like where you're going, you're not going to be financially very stable. And so that may present some issues, but you know, you're willing to take a risk. I feel like you're willing to start over. So this must be something you really want to do. And I want to, you know, commend you for your bravery, because this is a risk. This isn't easy. This change isn't easy, but you know you had to break free from this karmic wheel, especially if it was from a person from the past that you just could no longer commit to anymore. All right, but thank you for those that chose pile 2. If that resonated, I hope you choose to subscribe to my channel, Soup for the Soul Tarot, or follow me on TikTok, Tea Time Tarot. And don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. All right, let's move on to those that chose card 3 or pile 3. What's the forecast for the month of April? We have the King of Forces in the reverse, and this is what it looks like in the upright position. Beautiful card here. All right, of course. I will say the energy of Jeshta is here. If you know, you know. And I think it's funny that we have a deer here. One of its animal symbols is a male deer. Anyways, which I thought was interesting. Let's see. What's happening for you guys in the month of April? Honestly, I feel like this is more of stillness. Maybe for once you're not running. You're not running, or you're not going after something, you know. You're just trying to understand where you're at. And understand maybe how you got here. There's a lot to digest, I feel like, for you. And I feel like just, you know, obviously things haven't really worked out in the past. I also feel like you guys might be very connected to animals as well. Especially, like, not really pet, like not really your dogs or cats, but of course that may resonate. But I feel like also you'll oddly find maybe unusual animals, like maybe animals you'd see in the wild are also drawn to your energy. It's almost as if like they feel your power, your presence. You know, it's almost as if like you speak to nature. You speak the language of nature. So you may have a very powerful hand at manifestation. Oh, this card here. We have the Ten of Wands in the reverse. And so I would say be careful what you wish for. Because if you're thinking a lot of negative things while you're manifesting something, you're going to have a rocky road up ahead. Eight of Swords. The Hermit in the reverse. The Three of Cups. Okay. On the deck, Page of Wands. Okay. I do feel like I am connecting to a male energy or a masculine energy. So if you are in a masculine energy and you are female, that's perfectly fine. However, I do feel like for the majority of you, I might be connecting to a male. Anyways, a young male, especially. But Ten of Wands in reverse, things really just did not go your way. I think you've done a lot of work on something, or again, you're just in a masculine energy. Anyways, you've done a lot of work on something. And you're like, man, this has gotten me really nowhere. And Eight of Swords, it's almost if like you feel like the ground that you walk on is cursed. Like you're experiencing some bad karma or something. Maybe from a past life. All right, I do feel like this is past life related somehow. And then we have the Hermit in reverse. I feel like you've repeated some kind of lesson that's carried over from a past life. And you're seeing it differently now. Maybe before you couldn't really see how you were contributing to your own mistakes. Like, how was it that you were tripping over your own feet? But I do feel like you're starting to see it now. This cycle that you were caught in, and realizing that in the past you didn't feel empowered enough to break free, and you're realizing that, you know, your own mentality kept you trapped. Okay, so deep reflection here with the Hermit in reverse about past actions and choices and beliefs, especially about yourself and why you've chosen to stay in situations that clearly led to dead ends. So I do feel like you're taking a moment to finally ground yourself. You know, I do feel like in the past, again, you are mainly in your mind. A lot of mental energy here I'm feeling. Okay, and a lot of fear. And again, you're feeling more grounded, or that's something that you're working on in the month of April. And you're less in this fear energy. Three of Cups, I do feel like you're going to turn something around here. Again, I do feel like you're going to transform with this Three of Cups. This man now has wings. You know, it's almost as if like he's now an angel, right? I do feel like your mind is going to elevate. Your self-worth is going to be realized. And because of this, I do feel like your heart is becoming more open. Okay, you're no longer shutting yourself off to opportunities, especially in love. And you may be open to new love. Or you may finally pursue someone that you've always been very interested in, but maybe never had the courage to pursue. And maybe part of it is because you just never thought you were good enough. And I do feel like that's changing in April. Okay, let's pull a Lover's card here. Some of you may have a small wedding. Okay. For those of you that I feel like are going to meet your person this year or maybe in the near future, there may be a small wedding. Obviously, I would not encourage anybody to rush into marriage. Don't do that. But I do see Page of Wands. You do want to rush in before maybe someone else does. or maybe your person, okay? If it's resonating from maybe your person's perspectives, perhaps this reading is, a cross-watcher reading. That's fine too. We have twin flames in the reverse. It says your passion ignites, and that's the image of the card. And again, this is in reverse. So I do feel like you're looking for somebody here, honestly, that completes you. It's almost as like you're searching for this person everywhere around the globe, maybe, especially if you're well-traveled. And this, for some of you, maybe a few of you, maybe twin flames, but it also could mean, you're looking for your soulmate, right? You're looking for your person, okay? The person that's meant and made for you. That's who you're looking for. And again, I feel like right now, or in the month of April, that's kind of just been up in the air. You haven't really found that person. For some of you that have already met this person, though, I do feel like, especially if you're in a masculine energy, you're going to gather the courage to maybe reach out to this person. Okay, and there may be 3 of Cups, a union. For some of you, it may not be permanent. Maybe it's just a reunion, and it's just, I'm happy that, we're talking again. I'm happy that we're, on the same page again and making progress towards something, okay? Just take it how it resonates here. Others of you as well, you also could be healing from a soulmate. Maybe it's a karmic soulmate or a soulmate that you had karma with, okay? Or maybe, if you're on a twin flame journey and you had that separation, maybe you are healing from this. And I feel like you were lost for a while. Okay. And maybe this is going to catapult you here to a new beginning, right? And some of you, maybe it's just finding someone new. Maybe it's just embracing a new part of your journey and opening your heart and seeing whatever comes your way. Even if it's not, that soulmate or that twin flame. Okay, take it how it resonates here. There could be a different number of scenarios here. All right. But thank you to those that chose pile or card number 3 that resonated. I hope you choose to subscribe to my channel, Suit for the Soul Tarot, or follow me on TikTok, Tea Time Tarot, and don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. All right. But I'm going to end this live. If you would like a personal live reading with me here, I do have a Linktree page in my bio that's, a link to my Linktree page in my TikTok bio that shows you my prices, which is affordable, and you definitely get a lot more than what you pay for. Payment methods. And for me, I prefer Cash App and Venmo, although I do have PayPal now. I just don't prefer it. Okay. Also, if you don't have any of those options, you can also send a galaxy gift and I can give you a reading as well. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to end this live. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.